There's a Japanese technique that costs almost nothing and can drastically reduce your fuel consumption. And no, it's not a modification, it's not a miracle additive, and it's definitely not something being sold at a gas station. It's simply technical knowledge applied the right way. And that bothers a lot of people, because the more efficiently you drive, the less money you leave at the pump. Today, you're going to understand which practices actually reduce fuel consumption and which ones are pure myth. Some of these techniques are ignored by most drivers. One of them costs less than $2, takes under 15 minutes, and starts saving fuel immediately. Let's get straight to the point. Number 12. Idling to warm up, the most common mistake in America. Every single day, thousands of drivers start their cars in the morning and let them sit for 5, sometimes 10 minutes, warming up. It became a habit. A lot of people believe they're protecting the engine, helping oil circulate, or preventing wear. But in reality, all you're doing is burning fuel without going anywhere. A controlled test with 2 identical sedans, something like a 2012 Toyota Corolla, showed exactly that. Over a 90-day period, one car idled for 5 minutes every day before driving. The other one started and drove off after about 30 seconds, keeping things light. The result: the car that idled consumed about 5 extra gallons of fuel over the same period, doing the exact same daily route. Now stretch that over a full year. Or worse, several years. That's fuel literally evaporating for no reason. Technically speaking, modern fuel-injected engines reach optimal operating temperature faster under light load than sitting still. That's because there's actual engine load, which speeds up the warming of the oil, coolant system, and air-fuel mixture calibration. The correct procedure is simple. Start the car, wait about 30 seconds, and drive gently for the first 3 to 5 minutes, keeping RPMs low, preferably under 2,000. You warm up the engine faster, reduce fuel consumption, and eliminate one of the most common daily waste habits. But if you think that already makes a difference, the next mistake costs even more, and it mostly happens on the highway. Number 11. The speed that destroys your fuel economy. There's a specific speed range where your car operates at peak efficiency. Above that, fuel consumption spikes. Below that, the engine works harder than it should. The problem is, almost nobody knows where that sweet spot is. Fleet studies in the US have shown something interesting. Drivers maintaining a steady speed between roughly 55 and 65 miles per hour saw fuel consumption reductions of around 20% compared to those driving between 70 and 75 miles per hour. Same car, same road, same load. The only variable was speed. The explanation is pure physics. Aerodynamic drag increases with the square of speed. That means when you increase speed by about 20%, the force pushing against the car can nearly double. That requires significantly more power from the engine, which responds by burning more fuel. In real-world terms, for most sedans sold in the US, the efficiency sweet spot is between 50 and 65 miles per hour. For SUVs and pickup trucks, it's usually between 50 and 60 miles per hour. Go beyond that, and fuel consumption climbs fast. Really fast. And the most interesting part? This saving starts immediately. No maintenance required. No products. No upgrades. Just your right foot. But even if you get your speed right, there's still a silent factor that might be draining fuel with every single wheel rotation. And this is where the cheapest trick of all comes in. Number 10. The $2 trick that works instantly. This one sounds basic, but almost nobody applies it correctly. Tire pressure. A delivery driver running a minivan, something like a Honda Odyssey, was driving about 40 miles daily with tires set to the standard door sticker recommendation, around 32 psi. Fuel economy averaged about 31 miles per gallon. After a technical recommendation, he tested something different. He inflated the tires close to the maximum rating listed on the tire sidewall, then reduced about 4 psi. Final pressure ended up around 40 psi. Fuel economy jumped to nearly 37 miles per gallon within days. That's roughly a 17% improvement. And the cost? Basically the price of air at a gas station. The reason is rolling resistance. Underinflated tires deform more as they rotate. That deformation generates heat. And heat is wasted energy. That wasted energy comes directly from your fuel. With optimized pressure, the tire deforms less, generates less heat, and uses engine energy more efficiently to move the vehicle forward. The process is simple. Check the maximum pressure listed on the tire sidewall, inflate close to that value, then drop 3 to 5 psi to maintain safety and comfort. After that, monitor your fuel economy over a few days. The difference shows up fast, often within the first tank. And if this already made you rethink how you drive, the next mistakes are even more common, and they might be costing you way more fuel than you realize. Number 9. The fuel truck myth. You pull into a gas station, see a tanker truck refilling the underground tanks, and think it's just another normal day. But there's actually a technical recommendation here. Avoid filling up at that exact moment. Underground storage tanks hold thousands of gallons of fuel. Over time, small amounts of residue can settle at the bottom: dirt, rust, traces of ethanol, and microscopic particles. When a tanker unloads fresh fuel, that material can get stirred up. Now let's put this into perspective. Modern gas stations in the US follow strict filtration and quality standards. So it's not like the fuel suddenly becomes bad. But there is a higher chance of particle movement during that refilling process, especially at older stations or locations with inconsistent maintenance. In practice, the impact on fuel economy is small in most cases. However, in more sensitive vehicles or older fuel injection systems, fuel with a higher level of impurities can slightly affect efficiency in the short term, and over time, may contribute to wear on components like fuel injectors. Technical conclusion: this is not a scam, and it's not nearly as critical as some viral videos claim. But if you have the option, wait a couple of hours after the station has been refilled. It's a simple move that helps ensure more stable fuel quality. Now, the next point is far more relevant, and this one directly affects fuel consumption in a measurable way. Number 8. The ignored air filter. Most drivers treat the engine air filter as a secondary component. Cheap, simple, and with little real impact. And that's exactly where the problem starts. Your engine needs clean air to maintain efficient combustion. When the filter is dirty, airflow is restricted. The fuel injection system compensates by adding more fuel. Result: you burn more fuel to produce the same power. In older cars, the effect is even more noticeable. But even in modern vehicles, a severely clogged filter can reduce efficiency in a measurable way. Studies show that a heavily restricted air filter can increase fuel consumption by up to around 10%, depending on conditions. And here's the worst part: many drivers go 15,000 to 20,000 miles without even checking it. Dust, pollution, insects, and road debris build up quickly, especially in urban driving. The impact goes beyond fuel economy. A consistently rich air-fuel mixture can overload spark plugs, strain the oxygen sensor, and even affect the catalytic converter, while also increasing carbon buildup inside the engine. The check is simple. Remove the filter and hold it up to a light source. If you can't see light passing through easily, it's time to replace it. It's one of the cheapest maintenance items with one of the best returns in efficiency. But now comes a technique that doesn't rely on any parts at all. It depends entirely on how you drive. And it can deliver surprisingly strong fuel savings. Number 7. Anticipative driving. Most drivers operate in reaction mode. They focus only on the car directly in front of them and respond at the last second, braking when they see brake lights, accelerating when there's space. Efficient drivers do the opposite. They anticipate. The technique is simple. Look several seconds ahead in traffic, not just at the immediate vehicle. If you see a red light in the distance, lift off the accelerator early. If you notice a chain of braking ahead, begin slowing down smoothly. The goal is to minimize braking as much as possible. Because every time you hit the brakes, you're wasting energy that came from fuel. Energy that was converted into motion, and then completely cancelled. Studies show aggressive driving can increase fuel consumption by up to 30% on highways and up to 40% in city traffic. On the other hand, anticipative driving can reduce fuel consumption by roughly 8% to 12% in urban conditions. Fleet companies that implemented this technique on a large scale achieved massive savings without changing a single vehicle. And here's another detail: constantly switching lanes rarely saves time and actually increases fuel consumption. Every extra acceleration, every unnecessary braking event, it all costs fuel. Efficient drivers plan. Average drivers react. And that makes a huge difference by the end of the month. Now, The next point is one of the most repeated myths when it comes to saving fuel. Number 6. Does fueling in the morning make a difference? You've probably heard this before. Fill up early in the morning because fuel is denser and you get more for your money. Sounds logical. But in practice, it doesn't work that way. Fuel stored in underground tanks maintains a relatively stable temperature throughout the day. Morning or afternoon, the temperature variation is minimal, far too small to create any meaningful difference in fuel economy. In other words, filling up early won't make your car go further. But there is a lesser-known factor that actually affects fuel efficiency. Fuel composition changes throughout the year. In colder seasons, fuel blends are adjusted to improve cold starts. That can slightly reduce energy density and overall efficiency. In real-world driving, many drivers notice small variations in fuel economy over time and blame traffic or driving style. But part of that variation comes from seasonal fuel blends. It's not a massive difference, but it's real. And understanding this helps avoid that feeling that the car suddenly started using more fuel for no reason. Number 5. The silent killer: short trips. If your daily driving consists of quick runs, grocery store, school, work just a few miles away, you're probably using far more fuel than you realize. Engines are less efficient when cold. Until they reach optimal operating temperature, typically around 195 to 220 degrees Fahrenheit, the engine control unit injects extra fuel to keep everything running smoothly. Result: higher fuel consumption during the first few minutes. Studies indicate that short trips can increase fuel consumption by up to 30%, especially in colder weather. There's another factor. The catalytic converter also needs heat to function properly. While it's still cold, the engine runs less efficiently and produces more emissions. That's why two identical cars can show completely different fuel economy depending on usage patterns. Drivers who make multiple 1 to 3 mile trips per day often consume significantly more fuel than someone doing one longer, continuous drive. The solution is simple. Combine your errands whenever possible. Avoid starting the engine multiple times a day unnecessarily. Fewer cold starts, more efficiency. Now, the next point is literally hidden inside your car, and most people don't even notice it. Number 4. The invisible weight. Most cars are carrying more weight than they should every single day. Forgotten tools, boxes, sports gear, strollers, backpacks, old groceries, it all adds up in the trunk over time without you realizing it. And extra weight costs fuel. On average, an additional 100 pounds can reduce fuel efficiency by about 1% to 2%. It may not sound like much, but it adds up over time. And there's an even bigger factor: roof racks and cargo carriers. Even when empty, they increase aerodynamic drag and can raise fuel consumption by 10% to 15% at highway speeds. So it's not just about weight, it's also about airflow. The fix here costs nothing. Clean out your car. Remove anything you don't use daily. Take off external accessories when they're not needed. Less weight, less engine effort, less fuel burned. Now let's move into something more technical: inside the engine itself. Number 3. The wrong oil viscosity. A lot of people think engine oil is all the same. But using the wrong viscosity can directly affect fuel economy. Oil that's thicker than recommended increases internal friction. The crankshaft, camshafts, and bearings all have to work harder to move. Result: more effort, more fuel consumption. Tests show that using thicker oil than specified can increase fuel consumption by around 2% to 5%. And during cold starts, the effect can be even worse, because thicker oil takes longer to circulate. On the other hand, oil that's too thin is also a problem. It can reduce internal protection and increase engine wear. That's why there's an exact specification in your owner's manual. Whether it's a compact sedan or a full-size truck in the US, every engine is designed to operate with a specific oil viscosity. Following that recommendation ensures the ideal balance between protection and efficiency. Now, the next item is small, but it might literally be letting your fuel evaporate. Number 2. The gas cap. Almost nobody pays attention to this. But a loose, cracked, or worn gas cap can allow fuel vapors to escape. And that directly affects the EVAP system, the system responsible for controlling fuel evaporation. When there's a leak, the system tries to compensate by adjusting the air-fuel mixture. That can increase fuel consumption by around 2% to 3%. It sounds small, but it's constant. And here's the worst part, it's extremely common. Sometimes the issue is simply not tightening the cap until it clicks. Or a dried-out sealing gasket. It's a cheap, easy fix, but one that can quietly affect fuel economy without the driver noticing. Now we get into one of the most debated topics when it comes to saving fuel. Number 1. Air conditioning or windows down. A lot of people believe turning off the AC always saves fuel. That's only partially true. At low speeds, like in city traffic, the AC does increase fuel consumption. The compressor draws power from the engine and can reduce efficiency by up to about 10%. But on the highway, the situation changes completely. Driving with the windows down at high speed increases aerodynamic drag. Depending on the vehicle, that can raise fuel consumption by 8% to 15%. So there is a correct strategy. City driving, use open windows when possible. Highway driving, use the AC. This balance reduces engine load and improves efficiency depending on the situation. Understanding this eliminates one of the most common myths and immediately improves real-world fuel economy.